Today we'll be looking at the Interceptor module in Telegram Expert. You'll find it in the middle of the left menu, right over here. This module allows you to transfer content from one source to another. So you go from channels, groups, dialogues, into channels, groups, and dialogues interchangeably. It's important to remember, though, that if you want these transfers to work, you need to make sure that the accounts that you're using have administrator privileges on all the channels and groups and dialogues that you're interacting with. So before you begin, make sure that you have administrator access first. So first things first, we're going to select our account. There. And I've also prepared a desktop client so that I can show you all the features this module has to offer. The next step is to fill in steps 2 and 3. We need to find a source from which to extract the content and also the target into which to put it. To do that, we just have to press Get Data, and the program will itself find all the information about which channels, groups, and dialogues this account has access to. And you see we have some selections right here. So let's say we wanted to find some messages in group 1 and move them over to group 2. We click accordingly and we get ready. You can also select all if you want to select all groups in a given category. The next step is to specify triggers and replacement words. These are two different functions. Let's talk about trigger words first. If you type in some words into this text box over here, the program will try to find messages that contain those words within them. And if they do, it will move those messages, the entire message, from group 1 to group 2. For example, if we type in the word soft, then if a message contains the word soft, it'll move it. You can also type in, numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The program knows to treat each one of these as individual entries. And then on the left side, you have replace words. This is a simple word replacement tool. If we specify, for example, the word soft, the program will look for that word in the message and then replace it with expert before it sends it over from group 1 to group 2. So just to be clear, these are simultaneous effects. We'll be finding messages in group 1 with the word soft, replacing the word to expert, and then posting them in group 2. And the last step is to start up the task. You may notice we also have the option to send this message as a repost, in which case the original source would be referenced. We're not doing it this time because we have a replacement effect we'll be doing, but there is the option. Also, to be clear, the trigger words function is much more vital than the replace words function. It's possible to search for trigger words and send messages without changing them. It's not really possible to change the words in a message that you're not sending. But okay, we click Start, and we can see the log says the program is running. And I'll also open up the desktop client to show you what it looks like. So this is actually a different account that I've also set up to gain access to these two chats. This is not the same account that is currently running the Interceptor task. That is the account that needs administrator privileges in order to move messages around, whereas this one doesn't. So we've set it up so that the program gets triggered if we type in the word soft or the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's going to continue doing that until we tell it to cancel the task. So let's test it out. Let's type in, let's say, the number 6. Nothing happens. But if we type in the number 5, boom, there it is. Same thing if we type in the number 1. You see, it'll find the number and send the message right away. This is also true for messages that only contain the number 1. So we typed in hi 1, and you see it brought it over because it contained the number 1 within the message, but it sent the whole message. But if our messages contain none of our trigger words, it won't send them. Now let's test out our replacement effect. Let's type in, for example, best soft. And you see, the message was sent, but now it's best expert. So as you can see, we can type the word soft in a message of any length, and as long as it's separated by spaces on either side, the word will get replaced with the word expert when it's sent over by the interceptor. So there you see it's the word expert. But yeah, it's a pretty simple program. All you gotta do is pick a source, pick a target, and then list the trigger words the program will use to find messages in the source to send over to the target. Again, you don't need to use the replacement effect if you don't want to. It's just an extra function you can use. But you do need to list some trigger words, otherwise the program won't know which messages to send. And that's the interceptor.